It was a chilly evening, the kind that sends a shiver down your spine as you step outside. About 3 months ago, I found myself settling into a new apartment with 2 other women. The place wasn't perfect. Our rooms faced the corridor, leaving us susceptible to the gazes of passersby. But with college demanding most of my time and friendly neighbors, the drawbacks didn't bother me much. One night, as I prepared for bed, faint pop music from the 2000s drifted through the air. Given the student-friendly city and its penchant for parties, I paid it no mind. However, the faint tunes were soon accompanied by the rhythmic whirring of a drill. At first, I dismissed it as exhaustion playing tricks, but as the noise persisted, I couldn't ignore it. Curiosity tugged at me, leading me to my window. To my surprise, the sounds emanated from the neighboring apartment, the one typically unoccupied. It seemed odd for someone to be renovating at such an hour, especially on a Thursday night. Despite my annoyance, I resolved to sleep through it. Yet, the relentless clamor persisted, drilling, hammering, and an eerie chorus of music. Growing fed up, I complained to a friend, contemplating calling the authorities. However, the lateness of the hour dissuaded me. By 1:00 a.m., I couldn't endure it any longer. Clad in a robe, I marched to the window of the vacant apartment, determined to confront the culprits. But as I peered inside, a chilling sensation crept over me. For middle-aged men, sweat-drenched and fixated on me, paused their work. Their unsettling smiles and predatory gazes sent a shiver down my spine. Retreating to safety, I locked myself in my apartment, unsettled by their disturbing behavior. I should have contacted the police, but fear and stress clouded my judgment. By 2:00 a.m., the noises ceased, plunging the building into an eerie silence that disturbed my sleep. Morning brought a facade of normalcy. The window that had harbored the unsettling scene was now closed. My roommate confirmed hearing disturbances, but was unable to act due to sleep paralysis. It wasn't a hallucination. Those men had been there. Questions plagued my thoughts. How did they access the apartment? What sinister intentions lay behind their secretive actions? Fear gripped me. The possibility of their return loomed ominously. Days passed without a trace of those men. Yet, the uncertainty gnawed at me, leaving me apprehensive of their potential return or lurking presence. The inexplicable nature of their actions left me haunted, my mind swirling with unanswered questions. Days turned into a week, and their absence offered no solace. The fear of their return lingered, a shapeless dread that tainted every moment. Who were those men, and what malevolent plans did they harbor? The ambiguity of their motives hung like a spectral veil over my thoughts, an intangible horror that refused to dissipate. In 2016, a shift in living arrangements led us to a house divided into 3 flats, sharing a hallway with our peculiar neighbor. Despite the fresh paint, the place harbored issues, notably a broken back door lock. When the repairman arrived, He offered a warning about our strange neighbor, an unsettling introduction to an enigmatic figure. Encounters with him left an indelible impression, his age indiscernible, always polite yet unnerving. April 1st brought an unexpected disturbance. Peculiar noises emanated from his flat. On arriving home, a jarring sight awaited: blood, an unsettling handprint on our door. The neighbor calmly confessed to stabbing a woman outside, a chilling revelation that summoned authorities. The ensuing chaos of the street barricaded, our hallway off limits due to the crime scene. Weeks passed, tension mounting as the neighbor's absence loomed over us. Police inquiries about his whereabouts heightened our unease, especially considering the broken hallway light connected to his power. A chilling encounter followed, his return marked by an eerie admission of entering without keys and offering assistance with unlocking our doors. His casual demeanor masked a terrifying reality: the police's failure to disclose details, the ambiguous nature of the incident, and our reluctance to provoke his ire by reporting him. An unexpected police visit resulted in his removal, accompanied by a scolding for our failure to report his actions earlier. His disappearance left an air of uncertainty, unanswered questions lingering in the wake of his abrupt departure. Despite his absence, the house's issues intensify, compelling us to flee the unsettling environment, leaving behind an unsettling chapter shrouded in mystery. The lingering fear and unanswered queries drove us to relocate swiftly, hoping to leave behind the haunting memories of that fateful encounter with a neighbor whose motives and actions remained a chilling enigma. I found solace in a small vacation mobile home I'd recently purchased, a humble abode nestled within the quiet tranquility of 2 acres of property. Its simplicity appealed to me, a serene retreat from the chaos of city life. With just a 10-minute drive to the nearby snowboarding mountain, it seemed perfect until I met Dale, my closest neighbor. During the initial setup with my family, Dale, a local, approached us. His thick Hudson Valley accent and mannerisms marked him as a true country dweller. Although his initial greetings were amicable, a certain unease lingered in the air. His lingering presence made me the primary recipient of his attention, being the property owner. Returning alone 2 weeks later to organize my snowboarding gear and set up the Wi-Fi, Dale again appeared, knocking on my door. His offer for a beer and a chat seemed hospitable at first, but his demeanor quickly turned sour. His questions about my origins and intentions swiftly descended into a heated debate about the intrusion of city dwellers and their alleged damage to the area. His words cut deep, implying that folks like me didn't belong. Sensing the hostility, I excused myself politely, leaving with a smile that concealed my discomfort. As I distanced myself from his home, his half-hearted apology barely quelled my unease. That night, as I lay in the darkness of my temporary home, watching a movie on my laptop, an unsettling voice pierced the stillness. Faint murmurs and cursing echoed from outside, Yet when I peered into the darkness, nothing but shadows greeted me. The following day, Dale's persistent knocking and insistence on my presence sent shivers down my spine. The sense of being watched and the eerie feeling of his unwavering gaze left me reluctant to venture outside, fearing his unwelcome presence. 2 nights in a row, a haunting voice disrupted my solitude, emanating from the shadows beyond my sight. A visit to the deck revealed Dale, standing motionless in the woods, his sudden retreat raising more questions than answers. The escalating fear culminated in a fit of rage from Dale, screaming obscenities and demanding my departure. His drunken tirade solidified my fear of him, prompting my swift departure and a call to my father for advice. Fearing the consequences of involving law enforcement, I retreated, vowing to return only with the safety of my family. The once idyllic retreat had transformed into a nightmare, the chilling thought that Dale might have influenced the property's inexplicable affordability haunting my every step. As days passed, my trepidation grew, contemplating selling the property due to the looming threat of Dale's erratic behavior. The once peaceful refuge had turned into a realm of fear and uncertainty, leaving me paralyzed with the fear of returning alone.